Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mama Cece here today with a breastfeeding tips and things you didn't know video. Please excuse my daughter. She decided to be a monster today and has been making very strange noises. So if you guys hear like a thing in the background, it's my baby. She's fine. So first, I just want to start off by saying that I have exclusively breastfed my daughter for 10 months now. She's 10 months, about to be 11. And when I was going into my pregnancy, I always knew that I wanted to breastfeed my daughter until she was a year old. First of all, to save money on formula. And second of all, just because they always say breast is best. And third of all, because I do not like bottles. I despise bottles. I cannot stand spoiled milk or stickiness. So that is why I exclusively breastfed my daughter for I'm going to breastfeed her for an entire year. So I just wanted to make this video to make a couple of tips for any of you breastfeeding mamas out there who, maybe could be having a hard time. Just to, try to help you out a little bit. I know in the beginning it was very, very, very hard for me. And I just want to say that it does get better. It gets easier. And, just keep doing your best. Keep going at it. Because remember that in the end, it's all for your little one. And they will benefit from it. So starting off from my tips, I want to start with tip number 1, which is keep track of which boob you fed with last. In order to do this, I would put a scrunchie on my wrist. So I would feed my daughter with my right, and then I would move my scrunchie from my left hand to my right, so I know that my last feeding was with my right. It worked pretty good. I always had a scrunchie on me, so why not, right? Moving on to number 2, which is not really a tip, but it's a thing you might not know. I did know this, but did you know that when breastfeeding, whether it's your baby or not, if you hear a baby cry, your boobs will leak? Yeah, I didn't know this. I want to say back when my daughter, actually probably the first day I had came home from the hospital, I left my daughter at home and I went to Stater Brothers for a quick run, like that, ooh, I'm free at the hospital type of quick run. And I was at the store and someone's baby started crying. And boy, oh boy, did my milk leak. It leaked and leaked and my shirt was soaked, so I had to go home and change. Which made it so frustrating because when, especially in the beginning when you're starting to breastfeed and you're not used to, how much you're supposed to feed your baby, your breasts get engorged and all that milk I had just leaked. So I want to be able to save some of you mothers from an embarrassment like I had. So if I were to leave, my baby at home, or not even just leave her at home, but just be going out or something, I would always put on breast pads. Hey. So we're on to tip number 3. Nursing pads help with to stop leaking. Say hello. She wants to be in the video so bad. Sorry guys. So I was saying, nursing pads help stop your leaking. There are 2 types of nursing pads. There are disposable ones and washable ones. I personally would like to use the disposable ones when you're going out, because that way, when it gets filled up, you can just switch it out, toss it and put in a new one. Versus the washable ones, I recommend using at home, maybe like overnight. So, when you wake up, you can just toss them in the dirty laundry. Wash them, put in another one, washable one, disposable, go back and forth from whichever you like. But, that's just my personal opinion. So I just want to share that. Moving on to number 4. If you are one of those mamas who are producing a lot of milk and leaking a lot and you do not want to use breast pads to just throw away the milk, there was this thing I seen at Babies R Us, but unfortunately they have closed. So I'm not sure. Maybe you could find it like on Amazon or something. But there is this thing called Save Every Drop. Yes, I'm looking down at my notebook. Sorry, folks. But this thing called Save Every Drops, it's kind of like a little like silicone cup that helps catch all the milk. So if you want to, catch that milk instead of wasting it, you could buy this. I don't know. I'm not sure like where you can find it because, like I said, Babies R Us was closed. I was going to link it from Babies R Us, but I can't anymore because they closed. So moving on to number 5. Newborns breastfeed every 2 to 4 hours. I remember when I had my daughter at home and she would cry. And I was like, what is up? Like, I fed you less than 3 hours ago. I changed your diaper. I'm burping you. What is it? What? And I soon came to realize that 99% of the time when they're newborns like that and they're crying like that, like unbearable, it's just because they're hungry. Those little babies, they're little fatties. They just want to eat. Like, it does not matter if you just fed them like 3 hours ago and you're supposed to feed them every 2 to 4 hours. Like, no, you could have fed them 30 minutes ago and they're like, Mama, I want some more. And I'm like, so pretty soon, like when my baby would cry, instead of trying to figure out what it was, I would just first offer her some titty. I'm like, you want it? 95% of the time she'll latch on. So that was one of the tips that one of the things that I wish I knew. Slash a tip I wish I would have received. Like, just feed her all the time. Like, just feed. Like, it's fine. Like, they're newborns. That's what they're gonna do. They just eat, sleep, and poop. Literally. But honestly, enjoy it because I just wish this one would just take a freaking nap. On to tip number 6. If you are trying to pump for whatever reason, even if you're not going to be, like pumping all the time or whatever, doesn't matter. This is a pumping tip for you. Hey, Mama's doing a video. Okay. She just wants some attention. If you are trying to pump, in order to increase the flow of your milk and make it much easier for you to pump, well, for me, actually, it made it a lot easier for me because I would hand express my milk. I did not really like the pumps if it didn't feel right. I feel like it took too long, and I just felt like hand expressing was way better. So I quickly learned that if you add heat to your breast before pumping milk, it will like squirt out if you have a lot of milk. Be careful, you're gonna fall, babes. So if you want to make your milk come out like easier, and especially if you have very engorged breasts, I would recommend to stick a wet towel into the microwave for like 10 seconds. But be careful, make sure it doesn't burn down your house. Don't do that. But make sure to go ahead and apply the hot like water part onto your breast to help the water, not the water, to help the milk like come out like it's very nice. If you're hand expressing, it's gonna save you so much pain. Like, I love this tip. On to tip 6B. After breastfeeding or pumping, in order to like give yourself that like calm, cold, relaxed feeling, add cold to your breast. Now, you don't have to go extreme and put ice, but you could go ahead and maybe grab like a cold water bottle and just like put them, like massage your boobs with it. Like, it feels so good. Go ahead and give yourself a massage, girl, because you deserve it. Tip 7. If you are a pumping mama and a breastfeeding mama, it is best to pump after breastfeeding, because that way your baby goes ahead and drinks your milk and lets your body know how much milk they need. And then when you pump after, you're telling your body, well, this is how much more milk I'm gonna need, in order for me to go to work and continue to breastfeed my baby. It's all about that like routine cycle. Like, your body starts figuring out like, okay, little baby girl ate 2 ounces, but then little baby girl ate two other ounces like right after, and be like, I just gotta make baby girl 4 ounces every day. Oh well. And your body does it. Like, your body's amazing. Tip number 7, I believe. I think. Tip or thing you didn't know. But if you are breastfeeding your baby and you're have not breastfed in a while, like 2-3 hours or something like that, and that's not routine for you, and you have a lot of milk, I would say be careful, because when I would feed my daughter around those times that it's time to feed her, I would be feeding her from my right, and my left would just be like. So I would recommend to either I would feed her on my right and put a towel under my bra for my left, because it was that bad. Hopefully it's not that bad for you guys, but it was that bad for me. Tip number 8, if it's your first time breastfeeding, first time mom, I would really, really recommend taking extra clothes. I would take extra bras, extra shirts, and extra nursing pads with me everywhere I would go for about the first 3 months, because I was a first time mom. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I had no idea what I was doing, and 95% of the time I ended up needing a spare, shirt, spare bra, or spare pads. So I would definitely recommend you take some extra clothes along with you wherever you go, because you never know. Tip number 9, I think. If I'm going off, I'm sorry. They're not really numbered, but I'm just numbering them. Tip number 9 is that if you are breastfeeding, you are supposed to continue taking prenatals, because it helps you create milk for your little one. Of course, do not take my advice on this. Ask your doctor first. But it's just a tip. It's a tip to ask your doctor about. Tip number 10. If you go to Walmart, Walgreens, whatever stores you go to, there are lactation cookies. There's shakes. All these little treats that you can go ahead and take if you need help producing more milk. I personally have not tried them because I make too much milk. But if you are one of those people who do need help with lactation, there are there's shakes. I seen cookies. I seen I don't know, it was like a little Rice Krispies treat thing to help you lactate. So if you need it, they have them available. Feel free to go and look for some, because they will help you out so much. Tip number 11 is don't stress, mama. I know it is so stressful trying to get your baby to latch on and trying to get your baby to, get that comfortable feeding position. But don't give up. Don't give up. It is so rewarding. Not only, for yourself, but rewarding, money-wise. You don't have to buy formula. Just keep trying. Don't give up. It gets better. I promise. It's just hard because it's a whole new person you have to adjust to. Just keep that in mind. It's like a whole new thing. You're just bam, take care of me. It's how? I have no clue, but just keep trying. I know it's stressful. It's okay. You're going to get through this. Tip number 12, I think. You can always buy nipple butter to help with chafed or sore nipples. It feels calm and numbing. So treat yourself. Get some of that. Tip number 13. If you are a breastfeeding mama and you work or you go to school, my tip would be to breastfeed during breaks or lunches or whenever you have a chance to pump, and just keep that milk with you in a little, either a refrigerator or a little cooler you take with you. I know it's a big, thing you have to do. It's a big commitment, but just, always know in the end it's for your little one, and they'll love you for it, because breast is best. Tip number 13 is to date your pumped milk, along with all the other precautions and safety things you have to do for pumping, like washing your hands and stuff. Always remember to date your pumped milk, because that way you will know how long it is good for. Tip number 14, and last tip, which I didn't notice was a 14. How annoying is that? Why didn't I stop on 15? I feel like I'm about to make another one. Okay, number 14. Freeze milk to expand its refrigerator value from 3 days, that's the refrigerator value, 3 days, to 6 months. Dang. So, if you want your milk to last much longer, freeze it. and then later on come back to it like, we got milk, we're going out to party, you're staying with your grandma, ha ha ha. And since I have OCD and cannot let this video end on tip number 14, tip number 15, just do it for your baby. Yep, just do it for your little one. I'm telling you, it's the best for them. They will love you for it. Nothing is better for your baby than your breast milk. It's made especially for them, you know. So I just want to make this video to help any struggling mamas out there. I know I watched so many of these videos when I had my baby, so I wanted to make my own. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you're not subscribed to our channel already, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button to be notified the next time I post a video, and just have a great day.